Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Pretty Ninja Racing. My name is Anders, and in this video we'll be going through race 5 of our GT4 league. Oh, so good for you, buddy. So, round 5, where are we? Well, we're at the, I was going to say Brazilian and Belgium circuit of Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps, or just Spa. And it's for the public lobby. We did have a recommended driver requirement, so the drivers we had in weren't actually too bad. We actually had a couple of very, very fast people like F. Harbour, who ultimately took pole in qualifying but then didn't follow us to the race. However, next weekend, or next Wednesday, sorry, not next weekend. You can tell I wrote a script for this, can't you? We are doing one 40-minute race at the Nordschleife GT4, but this time it will be passworded. So we are looking for more nice drivers. Doesn't matter what your skill level is, just get involved. Head over to PNSRL.EU and register for free completely today. All you have to do is sign in via your Steam account and you're done. Jobs are good. So, you can see that Jamski, 66, Lemon and Anders are the cars that we are going to be keeping an eye on for this race. Only 4 members of the PNR community getting involved. And with some funky transition, we're going to go straight into the race. So here we are, we're on the grid. So you can see Jamski gets P1 in the end, 66 P2, Lemmy P3, Anders P4, a person called Absurd in P5. Wintermute, who claimed that this is pretty much their first online race, so if you end up seeing this by any chance, Wintermute, make sure you do join in again, because we're more than happy to have new drivers regardless of what happens within the race itself. We've got GI and we've got Gomez down in P8. Now we're just waiting for the race start to go. It could be a few more seconds yet, but again, yeah, we are always looking for more drivers. The more the merrier, as long as you're relatively clean. So here we go, the countdown is on the way and the race has officially started. We can see 66 getting a great start, Jamski getting an awful start in that white Alpine, and the director is keeping an eye on Gomez down in P8. Oh, Jamski and Gomez having a bit of a argy-bargy, just trying to find a slot of track. Down to Rouge and Radion they go to begin with. 66 followed by myself, Anders in the blue Camaro. I decided to just give it a go. I'm not going to win the championship, so I'm just trying out GT4 cars in each race. And I really enjoyed the Camaro this Wednesday. You can see all the cars, everyone's managing to get through Radion pretty well. Jamski's already made it up to P5. We've got 3 abreast here, so let's see what happens. Wintermute a little bit late on the brakes, I think. Yeah, quite very late on the brakes. Really late on the brakes and just collecting GI, sadly. And I think, is that going to be Wintermute's race over? I know that they do leave at some point. But yeah, that was incredibly late on the brakes. And it is very difficult to follow someone if you're not really followed another human, because it's very different to AI. They're not, scripted. They're not going to brake at the same spot every single time. It's a new set of skills that you've got to kind of try and learn, sadly. Well, I say sadly, it's not. It's just good to learn. Who are we watching now? We're watching Fabrice Lemmy down in P4, currently behind Absurd, and Jamski has got the bit between his teeth. Jamski is absolutely rapid. We've been seeing at all championship. He's currently chasing down 66 in the championship at the beginning of this race. Oh, and did he collect Lemmy there? Sorry, I got to rewind that back. Did he actually collect Lemmy? So we're watching this back. This was a live stream. You can see that it's a terrible 720p because let's just go really slow. Did he collect Lemmy there? Oh, sorry, machine noise. So he's down the inside. He's well alongside, so he needs to be given the room. And Fabrice, no, he doesn't. Fabrice already lose the rear end, and Jamski actually helps Fabrice there. I do remember hearing Lemmy thank Jamski for hitting him. I didn't quite understand it at the time, but that must have been the incident. So Fabrice Lemmy getting off lucky there. Jamski being a good team player and put in Let Me Right, but that really did look like Jamski spun him about a bit. Absurd in P3, 2 seconds behind the race leader of 66, who has been followed by the Camaro, and that Alpine is just ridiculously quick in a straight line. I think it just needs a tiny bit taken off it. It just seems to be a little bit too fast for me, but if that's how it is in IRL, then so be it. And so be it. Fabrice Lemmy now back on the rear end of P4 of Absurd. Gomez not too far behind there in the Ginetta as well, in the grey Ginetta. And that's 1 lap down. Only about 6 more to go off the top of my head. 6, 7 more. So we did 15 plus 1 this time. Next Wednesday when we're at the Nordschleife, it will only be 40 minutes. It won't be plus 1. It will just be 40 minutes. But there's some nice camera angles here. Probably one of the more cinematic type of races. And let me move into P4. In the Ginetta. So Ginetta doesn't have a great top end speed. Here's yours truly in P2 in the Camaro. Trying to be competitive. Just noticed that the right hand side, it's at 55 on the, as you're looking at it now, that we're going to see it now, it's 55 backwards. It's I've never noticed that. The Camaro is 55 backwards. Oh dear. Oh, okay. Cool. Nice. Righto. And I've and the GT4's backwards as well. So it's oh no, it's a bit of a broken skid, I think. Oh, and we got Wintermute and GI bouncing each other. Not quite sure who was at fault there. To be fair, I think Wintermute is pulled off there and is, I think, retiring by the feels of it. I think they might be yeah, there you go. They've just left. So Wintermute is just retired from the race. Oh, running massively wide there. Kicked out by the left-hand curb. But I'm quite happy the fact that I'm within half a second of 66. I tried to take a little bit of a different line there to try and be able to get on the power earlier, but all it really did was, well, not allow me to do that. And now I have the Alpine of Jamski. And even though I'm in the throaty Camaro, there is just not a great deal you can do against this Alpine and GT4 class at the minute on AMS2. Okay, that was quite cool. That's a nice camera angle. I'm enjoying the cinematics of this race today. Some very nice camera angles, but you can just see the Alpine is just rapid, and he absolutely does me on the brakes. Absolutely does me on the brakes. And there we go. And through Jamski goes into P2. Trying to stay as close as I can. The American Camaro, sorry, versus the sporty French. And quite frankly, in this instance, the sporty French is going to absolutely walk away with it. A lot more nimble. And in the politest way, Jamski is incredibly, well, he's just coming leaps and bounds at the minute. Leaps and bounds with his sim racing. Absolutely rapid. Absolutely rapid. He always has been ever since he played like Project Cars. Yeah, Project Gotham Racing, that sort of stuff. Forza, GT 1 and 2, you know, back on the original PlayStation. Jamski has been driving in, I would call racing sims, but obviously back then they called, well, GT was the real simulator, wasn't it? Either way, Jamski has been playing motorsport based titles for a long, long time. There is a lot of knowledge in that man's head. And you can just see the rapidness of the Alpine just clutching up. Like, you could tell, well, when the Camaro was following the McLaren, the slip wasn't so effective, but for some reason with the Alpine, it's just... Whether it's because it's got that kind of shark face, not sure if it's, you know, the slip is a little bit better, but it's just, yeah, very, very fast car. And Jamski's looking down the inside, not taking it this time around. Able to get on the power a lot quicker than the McLaren. As we head down to Rouge and Radio, see the Camaro. Bit of a bad line. Ooh, a bit wide there. Ooh. A bit of a track cut, but not too bad. I don't believe Jamski. So there is a little bit of an unwritten rule. You don't overtake someone when you get an unfair advantage, which, even if you get like a drive-through warning there, you've still got all that extra speed, which you could quite easily utilise to get an overtaking manoeuvre. It's just not very sportsmanlike. So we do hold ourselves accountable pretty highly. GI down in P7, not having the best of races, bless them. Gomez having a fairly decent race, but sadly getting caught up in that early action. And Fabrice Letterman and Absurd have been swapping places back and forth from between 4th and 5th. But the main battle is this one right here. 66 and Jamski fighting for the championship lead. Jamski ideally needs to get 2 race wins to be able to be in a to be in a good standing for the last round in regards to being ahead of 66, given the best opportunity. 66 just needs to keep getting those high points coming in. The gap is there, but it's not a huge one. So here we go on the back straight, 5.5 minutes remaining, and you can just see the toe being absolutely rapid, dancing into the inside. 66 giving him way too much room, being far too kind, and what you can't see is 66 has gone off in the background through the gravel trap, and has allowed Anders to move into P2, and there is 66. I didn't realise the gap between them both was quite big when it came to the right-hander, but 66 just being good sport there, being very cautious. But Jamski saw the gap, he had the toe, and he went for it. Absolutely went for it. I don't think 66 was expecting it, to be fair though. So we move back down the order to Fabrice Lemmy, who has got a bit of a charge going for Absurd. Nice. Let's see if Fabrice can utilise... Oh, and to be fair, Absurd's gone a bit defensive, but nothing he can do, or they can do, to prevent Fabrice Letterman going through. That Jeanette just doesn't have the straight line speed. It's very good in Sector 2 and very good in Sector 3, where you need that extra little bit of downforce, extra bit of mechanical grip. So GT4s don't have a great deal of downforce, really. But it just doesn't have the tippity top end. To be fair, so it could be running stock. Maybe able to take off a bit of wing just to make it a little bit more slippery, but I do Jeanette. I'm soft for a Jeanette. Oh, and Fabrice Lemmy's off. You can hear him, but I don't know what happened there. He must have just not turned left. How bizarre! That was really strange. Oh, director. Okay, right, interesting. So, our current race order with 3 minutes left to go. We've got Jamski in P1, Anders just over half a second behind. Not really closing the gap either. Oh, and there's Absurd. Oh, Absurd's... That's interesting. Absurd's letting me back through. That is interesting. That's very sportsman-like. Very good sport of them. Yeah, not quite sure what that's about, sadly. I'd love to explain more of why that happened, but no, I think that was just very kind of them. 66 is looking to try and get past the Camaro of Anders as we head back down the hill for our second to last time, I think. It will be, yep, second to last time, so a total of 7 laps. And once again, that McLaren just able to carry more speed through the Rouge and Radeon compared to the Camaro. And once again, I didn't really defend it because I have no battle, really. I have no battle with Jamski or 66. Obviously, yeah, I would love the track position, but they're the two that are battling out. And in the nicest way, if they do battle out and something goes wrong, then I might get the race win, you know? You kind of got to think about what could happen. I mean, there's only 1 minute 30 left, and these two are hashing it out for the championship win, so... Oh, yeah, that was a bit stupid from me. So what happened there? I had it in second already, but for some stupid reason, I decided to whack it into first. No idea why I did that. Apart from hashtag skill issue. I just can't get rid of the fact that it's backwards. Even the sponsor's backwards on the rear arch. I've never noticed until now. This ain't backwards, is it? No. Do you reckon they just got to the Camaro and just went copy paste? That was it, done. Oh, dearie me. Might have to take a screenshot for Riser. Hey Riser, do you know that this skin's broken? .66 has got quite the battle on his hands. There will be one more extra lap. One more lap, rather. Not one more extra lap, just one more lap. As we're now looking at the race leader, Jamski, who's now behind the Camaro. Ooh, well held. Ooh, and 66 did outbrake themselves. And there is the Camaro of GI. Fellow blue Camaro. It does sound nice, mind. Blue flashing lights. Go. And I think Jamski, as long as he can keep it nice and smooth, has definitely got this victory in the back pocket. To be fair, it does sound quite a relaxing drive in the Camaro. I wasn't really pushing very hard, but I'm not quite sure why he's watching me. There's more interesting battles going on here, I believe. Like the battle in front. Not quite sure why the other directors decided to just keep it on. Oh. Never mind. we can see in the timing line that 66 has closed the gap. Oh, there we go. Has closed the gap. Well, a smidge. We did close the gap a smidge, but it's not getting close enough. So our race winner, ultimately, as long as Jamski doesn't absolutely bin it, which he does not, will be Jamski will take the victory here in race 5 at Spa. 66 will take P2, Anders will take P3 as we all cross over the line. You can see GI in the background there. Is this the last lap? This can't be the last lap, is it? It's got to be race finish, surely. Oh no, this is last lap. Okay. I apologise. I thought this is how good I remember things. I mean, today is Thursday. We literally did this race last night. I can't. Yeah, okay. So, the race is still on. 1.5 is the gap to Jamski up in P1. 8 laps done. I really don't know why it's... There we go. Thank you, our director. Keep it on 6 and Jamski, please. Although the gap has extended to almost 2 seconds. I guess this is the next closest battle, really. Looking at the timing screen, but really, oh, we can hear a car off somewhere. I'm going to guess it's Lemonade. It is Lemonade. Lemonade has dropped down into P5. Absurd moves into P4, which will be ultimately the last lap of the race. And here is our race leader. Solid drive again by Jamski. But I'm not sure 66 is going to be able to gain much more ground there in McLaren. Very good on the brakes, getting it nice and stopped. Beautiful corners there by 66, but this time Jamski will come over the line to finish the race in P1. 66 will take P2. Congratulations, Jamski. Anders will take P3. And, well, we've got Absurd. That's about another 30 seconds away. So hopefully the race director will move us to someone else. Hopefully. Hopefully. It's not going to, is it? Going to. How rude. 66, and then Absurd, and Lemonade. And Lemonade, basically, what happens here, you can see Lemonade has just moved into P4 and Absurd P5. So Absurd ran out of fuel coming out the last corner and couldn't quite get it over the line before Fabrice Lamy managed to overtake them at the line. So there we go, Absurd. I left out of fuel. So we ran out of fuel. Let me pause the rewind. So there you go. Jamski taking the race victory with the fastest lap time of the day of a 2:26.514. 66 takes P2. Anders takes P3. Yeah, that's not the right nationality for Fabrice. Takes P4. Absurd P5. Gomez P6. And Gemini in P7. Now, I was going to do a separate video for our next race, which was at Kansai, but apparently the race decided to stick. Well, the auto director, for some reason or another, decided to stay with the race leader the whole way through. And having a quick look at the thumbnail down here, that's exactly what happened. Here we go. So I will try and talk you through it the best I can. Kansai was a busy race. You can see that the grid filled up quite a bit. We had a few more people join in, some people that I recognise. So Scotty, Race Bandit, Smoke, Dastardly. All good to see them in the server, in the lobby. All fantastic stuff. This Passos guy was just unreal. So fast compared to everybody else on the grid. It just seems to just be ridiculously quick. Around this circuit. So they ultimately won the race. Now the reason why I'm sticking is because I'm hoping there'll be a wide angle shot when it comes to going through. You might be able to see. Right, so we're coming out of Spoons here and we're going down the hill. Effectively, oh wait, this is already next lap. That's what we want. Let's go back. Apologies, it's going to be a little bit of a funny first one. So there you can see myself and Jamski battling it out for P3. Let's keep going. Jamski's still P3. Are we going to see what happened to Jamski? Maybe. Or is it going to be quite a close camera? It is quite a close camera angle. Can we see him in the background? There he goes. There he blows. So, just to play it back, the car that you'll see drive through the pit box is Jamski. And as you can tell, that car's not facing the right direction. Sadly, the rear end, I can remember watching it quite vividly. I wonder if I can find it in my actual stream. Okay, so managed to go over to my Twitch channel, which was where I was live streaming my perspective. I drive in VR. And this is what happened to Jamski. Just me checking out the leaderboard quickly. Just seeing who's where. Finding out what happened to 66. 66 was having a really bad first lap. But you can just see the car just goes. It just floats away. Just absolutely floated away. No idea why. But that effectively, well, as you can probably imagine, ruined Jamski's race. Through the rest of the race, 66 was absolutely battling through all of the grid. You can see from this point, 66 is on P11. Horrible. There we go, back to trying to battle through all of the other drivers, but sadly they were just not the cleanest again, which seems to be a running theme at the minute. Not quite sure why, but they just seem to be happy to lean on the cars. You can see at one point just there, 66 managed to get back to P7. Then all of a sudden, he's back down to P10. So he was not having the greatest of races, which for Jamski isn't a problem. For him, he's getting those points in the bag. It's going to make the championship rather interesting. And as we come towards the end of the race, you can see this Passos guy's 41 seconds ahead. 41 seconds ahead. Jamski managed to recover and finished off in P4. Fabrice Lemy finished off in P5. And 66 was down in P9. Or P6, sorry. With the playback lag. Interesting. That's not cool. Let's see if we can get to the final standings. Where are you? Final standings. There you are. Okay, and you can see here, ladies and gentlemen, we actually ended up having a hacker in our race called Cypher, who finished all the way down in P10. Apparently they had some speed hacks, which also caused a bit of DDoS for the rest of us. We were getting some really bad connection lag. So, yes, this person here, disappointed in you. Not you would care, but disappointed in you for even just bothering. Just play the game, have fun. But yeah, this was the final standings. Anders technically coming P1 out of the PNR lot. Jamski takes P2, Lemmy takes P3, and 66 takes P4, getting the lowest amount of points possible on this race. So let's have a look at how that's affected the final standings. So here are the final standings. 66 is leading the way by 2 points. 2 points into the last race, which basically means 66 has to finish in front of Jamski. He has to, regardless of where they are. If it's literally 1 point between them, apart from P1 to P2, they could finish on the same amount of points if Jamski beats 66 by 1 position, unless that position is P1. So, and now we'll just have to, I don't know what we'll do in that instance. I think we'll just have to play a game of golf with your friends and decide who's going to be the champion. Anders is in P3 with 167, pretty much out of the running for the championship win, as I mentioned earlier. Connor in P4 with 148. Fabrice Lemy P5 with 108. Rabimus and Captain Deadly sadly did not partake in this round. Nor did Connor, but he still got points because he registered. So, as I mentioned, 8:30 on the 27th of the 8th, 2025, we are doing the Nordschleife GT4. So you can see there's only 4 of us that's currently registered. We want more, and it will be a password server. You can guarantee yourself some safe, fun racing next Wednesday at 8:30. The more, the merrier. The more interesting it will be to our championship standings, which for me is great fun. For Jamski and 66, maybe not so much. It is 15 minutes practice, 5 minutes of qualifying. It won't be 5 minutes, it'll be 10. Or we might just do random grids, not sure yet. And 40-minute race. It's going to be a long one, and it's going to be a day-night cycle race as well. Damage will be our fuel usage just ×1, tyre wear will be ×1. So these GT4s should be able to make it around with 1 full tank of fuel. It's not fixed up, so you can make your own, and there is no mandatory pit stop required. Head over to PNSRL.EU and register for this one today. Next Wednesday, or the next time I produce a video for this race, I'll be talking about what we will be doing in September, and how at the end of September we are going to be doing an actual 24-hour race, which we've done 5 now, I believe, off the top of my head, and each one has been absolutely awesome fun. Really good fun on AMS2, because you don't have to rely on other people having to take over your car, because AI does instead. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Make sure you leave a comment or a like or a dislike or even a subscribe. I appreciate it all. Hope you enjoyed the content, and yeah, much rather you joined in than actually watched it, to be honest with you. So hopefully I will see you in a server in the very near future. But until then, look after yourselves, and goodbye.